This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Welcome, everybody, to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. And this is the consolation boys championship game between the Verde Cowboys, the designated visiting team, and the Joe City Wildcats, the designated home team on the board. As really early on, Joe City just hit a three and went up 5-2. And we're going to start off with our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Reggie, got any ideas what the keys to this game are going to be?
Well, I haven't seen either of these teams play, but I'm just guessing it's who has the most energy at the end of the day and who plays the smartest. It's been a long few days, so that's my key to the game.
I think that's going to sum up our Ace Hardware keys to the game. We'd like to run down our sponsors. That's Sholo Ford, Ace Hardware, Comfort Fit Dentures, Deemer's Glass, and we got the Summit Healthcare Injury Report. As far as we know, the injuries right now aren't even injuries, it's fatigue, and these teams are going to have to play the best that they can at the end of this tournament. There's knocked out by number 1 from Joe City, and that's Brent Bush. And Northland Pioneer College, we just had our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. With locations in Navajo and Apache County, that's Northland Pioneer College. Horn Auto Center with our drive of the halves, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Comfort Fit Dentures and Mountain Mobile are going to be taking care of our free throws and three-pointers. And again, we're 5-2 here early on. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm joined by Reggie Peterson. We got Mel, Robin, and Lizzie on the production side of things, doing an amazing job. We thank them. We thank them for their time getting out in this December Saturday here at the Round Valley Roundball Shootout at the Round Valley Inn Sphere in Eager, Arizona. Okay, 5-2 early on here. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. And we're going to get a travel violation whistled.
Joe City, number 24, Miller. He's a great shooter. I do know that. He's the one that made the three-pointer earlier, but he's not afraid to shoot.
Well, Joe City sure looks like it's coming out with the energy. And there he is again with the long three, and it's going to be off. You saw him last year, but this year we can only speculate. But I can't imagine, looking at the size and the aggressiveness out there, that Joe City's gonna. There's going to be some 1A teams that are going to be good, but it seems like they're going to probably be able to compete in the 1A conference this year.
And that's all. It's always cool as a small team to play against a bigger team. Whenever you get the chance. I know when I was playing for Snowflake, we'd go to the Pepsi tournament in Flagstaff and play against Flagstaff and the bigger teams that came from the Valley. And when you beat them, there's nothing better.
Oh, I know. It's absolutely. I grew up in a small school, and when we would go play teams in football or baseball or basketball, it was always kind of bragging rights, and you thought you were pretty good. And there's another three-pointer by Miller, and that's something interesting we can talk about here. This Camp Verde Cowboy, they had a pretty good run in their football season. I got to imagine that at a school that size, a lot of these guys were part of that team as well. And Joe City, they didn't have the most stellar football season this year. As Camp Verde's going to get a quick timeout, we're going to go ahead and take one here for a minute. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Let's go, Blue! One of us will always have it in 3.
I probably could have asked this guy right here, but I didn't even think about it.
He hasn't repped enough this year with the new rule.
This is true. Yeah.
Welcome back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school basketball. The Joe City Wildcats up on the Camp Verde Cowboys 12-4 as Joe City's doing everything they can to make this hard on the – and, you know, Reggie, I'm going to pull up the bracket here as we can look at a few other different things. I'm curious to see where Joe City actually set in this tournament. And it looks to me like they lost – not even a really close game. They lost 69-49, so 20 to Round Valley, and that was yesterday at noon over in the high school. And we're going to get us a full timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a minute, and we're going to come back to you. This is Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Shiloh Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Shiloh Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Shiloh Ford has the best deal. Shiloh Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at ShilohFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
We'll go back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And Joe City screams out to a 10-point lead. Camp Verde takes a quick timeout after a subsequent timeout to regroup a little bit. I look to see Camp Verde come out with a little aggression here. Thoughts thus far, Reggie, on timeouts, use of timeouts, play? What are you seeing?
Well, Joe City's coming up ready to play, and they've got a half-court press, just like their girls' team we saw from last game. Just like their girls' game from last, Joe City with their half-court press is killing Camp Verde.
Yeah, Camp Verde, there's a ball off the rim. Now, Reggie, during our break, we were kind of looking at the bracket, and so I kind of want to look at how both teams got here as we can watch the action on our monitor, and you and I can discuss a little bit. It looks to me like Joe City lost the opening game of the tournament portion to Round Valley. They got beat by 20, and then they beat Alchesay and subsequently beat Valley Sanders. We don't have a score of that game to get to the consolation bracket. So they've beaten some, you beat Alchesay and you beat Valley and you end up against Camp Verde. That's not a bad day. Camp Verde lost the opening part of this tournament in a somewhat close one to Blue Ridge. They ended up beating St. John's and then ended up beating St. Michael's to allow them to be here. So both teams earning the right to play in the consolation bracket, but let me look at the first day and see where these teams played. Let's see, we have Camp Verde lost to Round Valley, and they beat Pima, and I think Pima's a pretty good team. Joe City, on the other hand, lost to Blue Ridge the first day and beat St. Michael.
I do see a couple injuries. They're not even dressed out, these kids in the hoodies on the bench, and that might have an effect on this game. I don't know if they're players, but they kind of look like it. So,
well, that's going to be interesting too, because and there's a 3-point shot by that is Gage Russell. 3-point shot by Russell, and at this point, if you're even remotely injured, you don't even want a chance playing in the tournament. You want to be able to have yourself rolling full for the rest of the time. We're going to get
that's the scary part
about
tournaments, is when you do get hurt in a tournament, especially for a season. It's rough to come back. But here's this half-court trap. Luckily, they got out of it. Here's another 3 by number 3. Just a little bit off. He was pretty deep right there. That was a couple feet behind the 3-point mark.
And that's Gage Russell. He seems to be their 3-point shooter. Matthews, number 10, is the one that's handling the ball up, and he's a little bit outsized by number 21, or is that 20? Number 20 for the Wildcats, that's Sanabria, Christian Sanabria for the Wildcats. Oh no, that is 21.
That's 21, yeah.
I do not have a 21 on my roster, so he will be number 21 for us right now. And that is okay, as 24, that's Matthews, is going to be fouled. And he's going to be fouled by, no, my mistake. 21 is Eli James. I'm looking at the wrong team, Reggie. That's going to be, 24 is going to be Court Miller. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2, and he's off on the first one, up 7. The foul is going to be on Julian Perez. His second one's off too, and Joe City going to need to take every advantage of this, because I see this Camp Verde team as being methodical and doing what they can to come back, and that's going to be number 10, and that is Matthews off on the mark, as going to be out put elsewhere, rebounded by 15, and that is Clark. Back over to Matthews, out of bounds, and that's going to belong to the Cowboys, the Camp Verde Cowboys, coming to us from the 2A conference. I'm not even sure what region they play in.
Yeah, Camp Verde, they're very patient. From that first little get-go, they got down by 10, but they just turn it over.
There's a steal by Moss, and I think the Joe City team is going to do everything they can to work the transition game. And Reggie, they do have a lot of guys on the roster. We don't know how deep their roster is, but you got to wonder if the factor of the fatigue in the tournament and Joe City, we're not sure how deep they are on the bench, how long they can sustain this transition game they're running.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But tournaments are fun and exciting because you get to push getting in shape. And that's what these are all for. The coaches know it. The players sometimes don't. They just want to win. But the coaches is all about, let's get our teams in shape.
Well, and I'm 100% okay with the players saying, hey, we want to try to win. We want to try to do what we need to do to make this work. So anyway, as over there, and that's Gage Russell, number 3. There's another steal by Joe City, and that's going to be
he lost the ball on the
that's
dribble right there.
Cole Moss. And Cole kind of bounced it off the square on the backboard, but hit it offside the rim. You know, Reggie, I know Joe City's up by 9 here, but I do not get the feel at all that Camp Verde is out of this game. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, they've had a couple turnovers, but they're getting the flow of the game. And it's taken them about a quarter to get there. But
And we don't know. That could have been a rough matchup earlier in the game or something as such. But I really want to see what Joe City does with this transition game. That's 11. That's Jan Armengol for the Joe City Wildcats. As we're going to get another steal by number 24, Court Miller. Miller's going to go up. He's going to put it in. That's going to push Joe City's lead to more than 10 with 13-12. And we're going to tick down to the end of this first quarter here.
We're still at this, let's see, 1-3-1 half-court press.
As they're going to need to put this up. Here goes Russell. He's going to put it up, and it is going to be no good. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we're getting ready to start the second quarter here with our Northland Pioneer College tip-off, although not a tip-off at the start of the second quarter. It is going to be an alternate. however, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Sholo Ford, Ace Hardware, Comfort Fit Dentures, Deemer's Glass, Summit Healthcare, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. 18-7, the Wildcats up on the Cowboys. And that's a matchup for the ages right there, Cowboys and Wildcats. Can't get much better than that. It's number 15 for the Cowboys. Tristan Clark is off on the rim, and Joe City trying to work this transition game, doing everything they can as Cody Nakadoshi gets the ball and brings it in, and he is going to be fouled by number 1, Julian Perez, and that's going to be a ball out for Joe City on the side. And Reggie, I don't see Joe City showing any signs of fatigue from this transition game, although it's only been a quarter.
And they subbed in all 5 new guys, and Camp Verde hasn't subbed in anybody. And it looks like they only have 2 guys on the bench. So
yeah, that's going to be rough because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 2, 7. You're right. That's where we're at, and that's going to be a foul on Joe City. That's going to be a foul on Brett Bush. That's going to be no, they called that on 11. I'm sorry. That's going to be Jan Armengol, and that's going to be his first team. 18-7, Joe City clinging to the 11-point lead. Long pass across. Number 1 off the mark, rebounded.
Nice finish.
That was number 10.
15.
15. That's Clark with the rebound. Perez put up the three-pointer. Great job by his team on getting position on those offensive rebounds, and that's something that Camp Verde's going to have to do. That's going to be Layden. Jared Layden whistled for the...
Yeah, I feel like Camp Verde is controlling the pace of this whole game, even though the score is what it is. They have control of the game right now.
I just kind of feel that way, and I think that's what happens when you play a transition type of game. And you were very fortunate to play on a transition type game, and they were able to use you as the big body in the middle. And what I remember about watching you play ball, and maybe you can shed some light on the transition game, is they said, okay, Reggie, we're going to use your size, but you better be in shape. You're going to have to be in shape to run this. And that was the only way. And so they could use you to run that game and run down the court. So you had to be in shape in order to make your offense work.
Yeah, I for sure had to be in shape. I was coming from football, playing a long season, and then going to basketball. It was always hard, but my freshman year, my basketball coach told me, you're running a mile after school every single day, and you had to do it, and I had to do it a certain way. And
well, we can say his name. We can say Coach Bob Flake.
Yeah, Bob Flake. But and I'm very thankful for that and forcing me to do that because I hate running. But I love playing in the system that I did.
I absolutely love the transition game.
I would come down the middle of the field as fast as I could, and I knew that I had 5 fouls to give, and I would try to give 4 of them. And if anybody wanted to step in my way, I was okay with that.
Nice move by number 22, and that is Caleb Bahi in the middle.
He wasn't able to finish. He missed that layup.
Oh, he did miss it.
He missed it, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. See how much I don't pay attention? That's Armengol off the mark, rebounded by the Cowboys. And again, Reggie, I just get the sense that Camp Verde is in total, and this is the 3rd time we've brought that up. They're in control. We're going to get another foul on the Wildcats. That's going to be, let's see, that's Nakadoshi's first, but the second team. And Camp Verde, they're completing almost all their passes. Their luck just is.
Yeah, they're not hitting their shots.
Here we go, Joe City running the transition game. And that's going to be forward pass, and that's going to be number 13, Jared Layden. Layden's going to lay it up and in, and that's going to put a 20 on the board for the Wildcats.
Number 22 is really confident with his dribble, with everything that he does.
I do see, especially if they only have 2 subs, Reggie, I do see that's 22, and that's going to be off the mark, rebounded, bounced around, it's getting back in the Cowboys' hand. Reggie, I do see some fatigue setting in for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I do, and maybe that's why they're doing this methodical thing, because I'm guessing if they're full strength, they're going to be able to run this. Steal by Armengol, going in, looking. He's going to bring it to the middle. That's going to be handled by 42. 42 is Landon Miller. Landon Miller scoops it up and in for another 2 points, as Camp Verde going to need every precious point here as they come down. Camp Verde, though, doing a great job of moving the ball. Their problem is they just have not been able to finish. Bad luck.
Yeah, they're getting wide open looks.
They're getting very wide open looks.
They're just not falling.
And that was
That's
a
a
great,
great
great job by Bahi. Bahi driving the lane, scooping it underneath, scoring 2 for his team. As we're going to be slowly approaching the halfway mark of the second quarter here. Joe City working it around the perimeter, which is something that they've done very well. Nakadoshi's going to throw it up off the mark. There's another one of those.
Cross again. Too late.
Passes, and Camp Verde doing a great job of completing them. And this is going to be a wide open look for number 12. Number 12 is going to bury, that's Gambino, is going to bury a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot.
Yeah, they just got to keep shooting. I mean, that's all you can do, and they're getting wide open shots.
Well, it's interesting to me how all of a sudden like a 12-point, 11-point lead is now cut because of that three-pointer right there. And Camp Verde just has to do their game. They have to maintain this control we talked about. And they give Joe City these open looks, and maybe Joe City's going to miss it. We're going to get a foul whistled on Camp Verde, number 15. That's going to be Clark is going to be whistled. That's going to be his, I believe it's his first personal, but it's going to be the third team is Joe City. Okay, let's run down. Let's give props to these young men. Miller is going to come in. And I missed the other two, of course I did. 31 is Miller, 21 is James, and Brett Bush, number 1, is back in the game. That's going to be number 13, Jared Layden. And Layden's going to put it up and in for a 3-point Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot. As Camp Verde doing a great job, they're just not getting the ball on the, and that's going to be whistled on number 1, Brett Bush. I believe that's going to be his second. That is going to be the third team. It might even be his third, which is probably going to sit him down for the half. Nope, it's his first. Why? I thought it was even close to his third is beyond me. But I could have sworn that he had one earlier in the game. Inbound to Camp Verde, out to 22. That is Bahi. Bahi over to the far side. Ends up in the hands of Perez, number 1. Perez off the mark, rebound. Goes to 22, Bahi. Bahi, drive in. Bahi.
Should have been a foul right there. But.
Looks like it could have been, might have been, but it wasn't. Here's number 13, Layden. Layden's off the mark again. Rebound by Russell, who was way outsized. Still ended up with that. Bahi bringing it up the court, bringing it to the middle, sending it over to Russell. Bahi, and that's going to be another foul on Bush. Now this one, Reggie, is going to be the 4th team, and it's going to be his second foul.
For sure.
And that, I know.
Yeah.
According to what's going on.
There's been a lot of 3-point shots. I feel like this whole game has just been 3-point shots or breakaway layups.
And Joe City's made more than Camp Verde has. Camp Verde maintains the ball there.
There's, very, very little mid-range, very little driving to the hoop against the defender. We have seen Bahi do it a couple times, but I'd say Bahi's he's the ball handler, but he's also probably the biggest guy on the court.
He's
another
also
wide open 3,
and he's been able to drive quite a bit. As that's going to be thrown up by Russell, and that's going to be off the mark. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Joe City up to an 11-point lead, which they've kind of kept that 9 to 11-point lead most of the second quarter.
Yeah, might have got away with the carry.
Might have, but it's not called. And I tell people all the time, when I was involved with the softball program, I used to say, well, tell me what a strike is. And they, here to here. And no. Strike's whatever the umpire calls. So a travel or a carry is whatever the referee calls. And we're going to stick with that.
It's very true.
We are going to stick with that. That's going to be, Russell's going to bring in the ball over to Perez. And there's your ball handler, Bahi, that we talked about. So he's inside, he's outside, he's a shooter. And that's a versatile player to have. As here goes Bahi, 18-foot jumper, no good, off the mark. Rebounded by, attempted to be rebounded by Russell, and Russell's going to have it go off, and it's going to belong to Joe City up 25-14 with just over 2 minutes left here in the second quarter.
If Bahi keeps penetrating like that, an extra pass out is going to be wide open if he can make a couple of those shots.
Joe City into that's going to be whistled as a travel. Now,
see, that one I didn't think was a travel, but there you go. It all depends on the ref.
He has a way better angle than we do,
sure
too.
Does.
And he has a much better angle, and I'm guessing he scooted that front foot a little bit just before and caused that to happen.
Yeah.
25-14, minute 42 left here in the first quarter, as Perez is going to hold on to it, and Joe City's going to get a fast break, and here comes Layden. Layden nice and easy, and he's going to put it up. It's going to be off the back of the rim. One of the hard spots to do. As my good friend would say, he should have used the backboard. You know him.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm waiting for a text from him now to tell me he should have used the backboard. As Perez is going to go off the mark, and it's going to be out of bounds and belong to the Camp Verde Cowboys.
See, right now we've seen about 3 consecutive missed layups.
On both sides.
On both sides. So,
well,
I don't know if they're just going to wait till the half or
I think
timeout was coming. But
I think the Achilles of any team, no pun intended, Reggie, is missed free throws, and then the next thing is missed layups.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is turning the ball over. And when you're playing a transition game like Joe City is, turnovers are going to happen. But you got to make your free throws, and you got to make your layups.
Yes.
And there's Perez putting it through for a Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer. And there again, Reggie, Camp Verde is just not out of this game yet. Every bit we see, they're in control. Joe City has more points, but they're sitting going. That's Layden going to put one back. Layden's going to be way off the mark. Down to 45 seconds left. It's actually only an 8-point lead, so we're going to – oh!
That pass has been open across court.
It has been the whole night, and Gambino loses it just off his hands. And I'm starting to see the heads hanging a little bit when Camp Verde goes back on defense. There is definitely a fatigue factor in play. Don't go away, folks. We have the girls' championship round ball, Round Valley game after this. It's going to be about a 4:30 start, and you're going to have the 2A program, Pima Rough Riders, taking on the 3A program, I'll just say Falcons, but throw the 2A and 3A out and talk about the matchup between two very storied programs over the last, I can probably say 5 years. As
once again, that corner, yep.
Bahi goes and throws it across court. That's going to be about a 12-foot, actually about a 10-foot jumper, missed by Gambino. And here's Joe City on the transition game again. If they can keep this up, they're going to have good success. We're going to go. Layden's going to put up a final shot of the quarter. It's not going to go. And that's the quarter. 25-17 as we're going to take a minute, or we're going to take a few minutes, actually. We're going to come back and give you the Honda Ski and Outdoor Halftime Show. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our Cancer Center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focus on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Doing stuff, and that was so different, but it was so fun. As a coach, oh yeah, I was up in the booth for fun. Oh, that's a lot.
Hi everybody, it's Colleen here at Horn Auto Center, the GMC Chevy store that saves you more. So today we're gonna highlight our wonderful used car inventory. This one right here is a 2019 Chevy Blazer RS. With our special, you can come down and take advantage of our $31,418. Right underneath 40,000 miles, you can't beat it.
Hi everybody, check out this beautiful 2021 Toyota 4Runner 4x4, discounted right now to $40,321. Black leather seats, seat warmers, third row, nice running boards, and oversized tires.
Check out this 2020 C8 Corvette with only 6,000 miles, certified pre-owned. You're gonna have an awesome ride, only here at Horn Auto Center.
So come on over to Horn Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo. We got the best selection of certified pre-owned vehicles and used vehicles to choose from, the best in the White Mountains.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome everybody to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. This is the Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show, and we don't have necessarily a point total for you, but what we do have is some great action here in the first half, as Joe City is up 25-17 on Camp Verde, as Joe City was up about the 9-11 range most of the second quarter. But Camp Verde came back there and talk about what Camp Verde's doing right, what Camp Verde's doing wrong, what Joe City's doing right, and what Joe City's doing wrong, Reggie.
Well, I think Camp Verde was a little stunned by how fast Joe City came out at first, and they got an 11-point lead, I think it was, at the very beginning. And then after the timeout, Camp Verde did it really well of just staying patient and staying who they are, and they're not afraid to shoot. Like, they've missed a lot of shots, but they've all been good shots. And you can't, as a coach, you can't ask for anything more. Sometimes you just have, especially in a tournament, I know you're tired and you only got 7 players on your team because two injuries, but they just got to keep shooting, and they're moving the ball really well. They've had a couple turnovers, but
keep shooting 3-pointers. Keep
shooting open shots.
Okay, open shots. All right.
Most of their shots have been open, but they're just not falling. But they've been very smooth. Camp Verde's been very smooth, and they're fun to watch.
So we have been informed at halftime that 2 of Camp Verde's players are out with ankle injuries. And we don't know the extent of it, but we're assuming that they're players because they only have 9 on the roster. So that leaves 7 on the bench. So part of our Summit Healthcare injury report is we're going to bring it to you when we can, and that's we're finding out that they are down a couple. And we saw at the end of the second half, Reggie, how there was some heads hanging, and there seemed to be a bit of fatigue at the end of that half. And now you're refreshed. It's after halftime, but so is Joe City. So what are you expecting to see to start out the second half?
Well, that's the one thing with high school kids. You either see, hey, we're here to win this, or we're tired. It's been we've learned what we've needed to learn, and we're ready to go home. It depends on how the kids take it, and it also depends on how the coach wants to take it, because he definitely doesn't want more injuries. So it all depends on how the coach wants to play it out. But for Joe City, I say, just keep going. You got a whole bench full of players. You brought, the whole boys.
You brought the student body of Joe City, the boys.
There's like 12 kids over there, 13.
Yeah, I thought about that too. So, it'll be an interesting half. It's for a little bit of pride, some consolation championship. But we're going to go ahead and conclude the Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. We're going to come back to you in a minute to bring you the second half. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball and been our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show on iTalk1067.com. Give us a minute. We're back for some action.
All else to say tonight, boys?
Yeah.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm joined by Reggie Peterson. Our production team doing a fantastic job. We're just the people talking about the game as we're going to start this second half of this very fast first half, as Reggie brought up, with the Joe City Wildcats up 25-17 on the Camp Verde Cowboys. Camp Verde playing with a little leg down, but doesn't matter. They are going to do their best. And again, Reggie, they still seem to be in absolute control of this ball game.
Oh yeah, they're doing fine, and once again, just being patient, taking good shots, clean shots, and.
Well, the boys' game is just a little different than the girls' game when it comes to the technical component, because the boys can clog the middle on defense, but they can still find those cuts and those drives. So I think what Joe City's going to have to do is they're going to have to stick in this transition game. They're going to have to continue to try to find those open looks and those fast breaks. And if I'm Camp Verde, I'm sticking in this zone, trying to clog the middle and do what I can to not tire my guys out on defense, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that was a good contested shot. Good defense on that. He had to shoot over him and forced a missed shot. But this 22 Bahi kid, he's fun to watch too. See, that was a little too much force in the middle to do something.
And Camp Verde's still fighting for every ounce they have. And here we go, Joe City on the run, on the transition. It's 2-on-2 with, let's see, it's Bush and I believe it was Layden on the fast break. And Camp Verde going to come back, and that's going to be a layup for Perez, and he's going to give Joe City kind of a little bit of, hey, we can do this too.
Yeah, and they're, like we said at halftime, what is Campo Verde going to say, hey, we're here to win this, and that's what it looks like. That was a great, transition layup. Good post up, good pop out. Good. Oh, he's wide open. That's
going to be Layden.
Already.
Layden's going to be right on the mark, and that's a Cumberford Dentures 3-point shot for, that's Jared Layden. I could not remember his first name.
There you go. Good shot by number 22 Bahi. Once again, just controlling the pace. He's a great person to have on your team that I see. Oh, he's doing everything right, being patient. Here's Joe City's offense swinging the ball.
Joe City, they work that perimeter so well, and then if they get that three-point shot, they're going to take it. And, that's going to be Joe City ball.
No, that's Camp Verde.
Oh, that's going to call that. That's out. That's true. That's out on a leg of Joe City. I'm sorry, going the opposite way. I'm still thinking we're in the other half.
Yep. Yeah, so once again, Bahi bringing up the ball, throwing it to the corner. That was a little forced. Oh, too much force. Okay, here comes Joe City.
I bet you Joe City's only shooting 30% from three-point range, but that 30% has been huge as that's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to belong to Camp Verde. Oh, Mr. Lang comes in and says he got a better angle than Mr. Allen, so it's going to be long to the Wildcats.
Yep. Oh, easy throw in. Good rebound, number one.
Something I noticed, I've noticed over the weekend, Reggie, and again, I'm not technical. You played basketball. I was just an observer. I was never good enough to make the team. And one of the things that I'm seeing is inbounds plays, if teams do them right, it's easy points. And I haven't seen that as much in the boys' game as I do the girls' game. You've coached a little bit of the boys and coached a little bit of the girls. What are the differences you see in that?
Well, I think for me, when you coach girls will do exactly what you say. So if you're a good coach, and it's awesome because they do what you say. Boys are like, well, this is open right now, so I'm going to go with this. And playing defense, you're like, we want that. They push boys push the envelope a little bit, and that's in life. But was that a 3-pointer?
Comfort Fit Dentures 3-pointer, and Reggie, we have a 1-point ball game as Joe City puts up a 3-pointer, won't go, and that was Miller that puts it up, rebound out, and that's going to end up in the hands of number 21, and that is Eli James, and it's off the mark, and we're going to have a foul on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
that's Matthews is going to be whistled for that foul.
That number 21 for Joe City, he's getting that open shot, but he's fading away when he's shooting it. He's falling away from the rim, and that's why he's short. He's been short for about 3 shots. Here's a 3 for Joe City once again, out of bounds.
Off the mark, over the back of the backboard. That's not a place you really want to be.
Let's see if they go to this deep corner again, because it's usually been open. Nope, they stay up top. There's the corner.
Knocked out by Joe City. Back to them.
Back to Camp Verde. Let's see this post up. Let's see if he throws it to him. Back to the corner. Swinging it across to the middle. Attack the middle. Keep swinging it. Nice shot. Number 1. Oh, nails it.
And that's going to be Comfort Fit Dentures 3-pointer, and now we have the Camp Verde Cowboys up on the lead, which is exactly what you said at halftime they needed to do to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, they just got to keep shooting, and they're doing great. Here comes Joe City.
Well, Joe City's got to take a little bit higher percentage shot because that 30% 3-point shooting I talked about is now not quite 30%. It's probably closer to 15 after the last missed 4 3-pointers.
Miller's made 2 in the early game, and I think that one he just missed just barely was his only third attempt or 4th attempt. But Joe City gets the ball right here. Here comes Miller up the middle of the court. Swinging it to 13. 13's made 2 threes as well. Oh, behind the no-look pass. Keeps swinging the ball. He's on the post to the mid-range. Another 3 by Miller. That one's good. See, he's made. I think he's 3 for 5 right now on 3-pointers. By Comfort Fit Dentures, 3-point shot. Oh, almost stolen. Here comes number 3. Oh.
And that's going to be Joe City. Joe City's got to live off this transition game, and that's number 42 for the Wildcats. That is Landon Miller. He puts it in, and we're going to have a loose ball here, and it's going to be a foul on the Joe City Wildcats.
On number 1 again, I think that's his 3rd. Great hustle by number 42 with the steal and the finish on the layup. So I think number 1's coming out for a sub. Yeah, we got three subs coming in for Joe City because they can.
I like how you put that.
Okay, we got a new ball handler too. Number 22 is playing more of a big man role
which is
second half.
I think that's good for him because he ran a lot in that first half, and they just got to work that. That's going to be knocked out and headed, given to
Camp Verde still.
Yes,
in the corner. This is the hardest part to throw the ball in right here.
Oh, it's horrible to throw down that corner.
Here you go. Here's another. Oh, good pump fake. Dribble. Nice post up. Nice. Easy 2 points for Bahi.
And that extends the deficit to 1.
Number 4 throws it back to Miller.
11's going to end up with the ball, and that's Armengol.
I haven't seen much of anybody shoot on this Wildcat team except for number 42 made that layup. Here's another 3 by Miller.
That's
just off
the mark, and it's going to end up. And that's going to be Miller with the ball, and Miller's going to be off on the mark, and Camp Verde's going to end up running with it, and it's going to go back to number 4. That's 24. That's Court Miller. That's other Miller, and Miller's off the mark again. Joe City is having what Camp Verde had in the first half, and that's missed shots and missed opportunities.
A pass was just behind him to get a wide open layup, but luckily they get to keep it.
Great job by our camera crew here. These shots, these great candid shots of these players. Again, our sponsors for bringing this, our cameramen for bringing this. Reggie and I just get the opportunity to talk about some basketball and call a game for you folks at home, but it's really the sponsors and the people behind the scene that make this possible.
Bahi for 3.
And that's Bahi for 3, and Bahi's off the mark. And that's whoa. That was
little bumps.
Yeah, a little bump, but that was Moss ends up, and gosh, I'm just still impressed with the Joe City handling. Camp Verde seems
nice
to
steal. That was big.
Camp Verde seems to make the passes. Joe City seems to be handling the ball, and that's Joe City coming with some shutdown defense. That pass was intended for Russell. Russell had pretty much a wide open layup, which would have given Camp Verde the lead. And Reggie, we're a minute 8. And we've only had 4 fouls called this half. We're a minute 8 into the third quarter with that next game. Looking at 4:30, looks like we might even be close to starting on that one. And this is Russell. Russell up again. Oh! Russell whistled with the travel. And I 100% agree with that call because I thought the feet got shuffled a little bit. And so this gives Joe City a chance to extend the lead.
Yeah, 1 point lead. You got a minute left in the third quarter. I would assume nobody's really in foul trouble.
I would think nobody's even close. That's going to be a travel right there.
Saw that one too.
Every bit of that one right there, and that's Armengol, excuse me. And he got Reggie. We have the girls' championship. This is the consolation boys between the Joe City Wildcats and the Camp Verde Cowboys. The girls' championship is going to feature the Alchese Falcons and the Pima Rough Riders.
Here's back to the good passing by Camp Verde.
And passing has been the only thing that's kept him in this ball game. Is passing and defense because
nice.
They're shooting. That's going to be, we're going to get an and 1. Russell going to go up for 2. He is going to be fouled. Let's see who they credit that to. 42, that is going to be Landon Miller. That's going to be, I want to say that's Landon Miller's second personal, third team. Russell at the line to shoot 2.
Makes this goes up by 2 points. Yep, that was for 1 point. The bucket was good.
Oh, the bucket was good. That's right. It was so they
got a 2 point. This is their biggest lead, I think, in the whole game. There's another 3 by Miller, just off again. He's off. He's made 3, but he's also missed 3. But they've all been right there. Good board by number 42, but stolen. Another
That's going to be Russell up again, and Russell and Reggie. That has been. I think there have been 6 points by each team left on the court by those missed layups. And again, I still firmly believe it's free throws and layups. If you can't make those, you're going to have a rough time.
Yeah, I think the rest of this game is going to be who controls more of the chaos. I think this whole quarter has been pretty chaotic of turnovers and just you need to control the game.
It's been a pretty quick quarter, though. And
there's an and 1 right there, too.
We're going to get an and 1. So Mr. Lang, the official, saying that basket is good. Mr. Allen coming over and telling us the foul is going to be on 15. Did I read that right? 15 is Tristan Clark. Let's see here, Reggie. Camp Verde plays in the 3A North Central. So they are a 3A school. And they had a victory over Winslow, Northland Prep, and Glendale Prep.
Missed the free throw.
I'm not sure exactly.
They're just pushing it. They're going. Nice pass.
That's going to be good. That's going to be another one of those layups off.
And
Reggie, we're going to
end. If it went, but
we're going to take a break here as 35-35 ends the third quarter. This is Sholos Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain.
Welcome back to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. And we are in the fourth quarter of what just was a 35-35 ball game. However, we're going to have an and
sports.
He was able to get that up there because he was falling over every which way, and that was awesome.
The 2 points for Bahi count, and Bahi's at the line, going to put one up. And, folks, we got a good one here. And Bahi gives the Cowboys, I believe, Reggie, this is their largest lead of the game.
Yep.
And Joe City doing what they can. They're going to bring the ball forward and work it a little bit. Joe City just has not made the shots this half, and Camp Verde has done some shutdown defense. Here goes Camp Verde with a little bit of transition, and Bahi up for 2. And that was almost effortless for Bahi.
I think his coach was worried about him traveling because it almost looked like it, but he did take 2 steps. I like the no call.
I'm going to absolutely.
Oh, travel. There, call. Travel on number 5 for Joe City. Joe City's kind of falling apart a little bit, down by 5 now. In 30 seconds, it was a tied ball game, and now they're down by 5. Once again, across the court pass. Oh, one of the first bad passes by. Oh,
I think
called
we're
a foul, little soft foul.
I think
but
it's
he
going
had
to be
both
a
hands
hold.
on him.
I think it's going to be a hold by the Wildcats there, and that's going to be their second team foul already, and that could be a huge factor going forward with these 5 fouls.
Yeah, it's a 5-point game, and Joe City already has 2 fouls. Good layup, good pass. Cut from the middle with number 1, and a good pass from Bahi. Number 13 bringing the ball up again. They got Bush coming into the game.
Yeah, Bush has been a huge factor going forward as number 13 for the Wildcats. Layden brings that out at the top of the court. Joe City doing all they can to try to work in that shot, but that congested Camp Verde defense in the middle, they're saying, look, we're going to give you the outside, but we are not going to give you anything underneath, and that's working really, really, really well for them.
Yeah, and this is another good reason to have tournaments. You know, it gets used to the pressure of playing basketball for Joe City. So win or lose, you get to play a lot of basketball. Number 1, number 13 with the layup, nice layup.
Yeah, Bush over to Layden, so Bush gets credited with the assist. Layden's going to get credit.
Got rid of the ball. Luckily, they got it back. Off.
That's going to be off the mark, and we're going to get a tip, and it's going to stay as Camp Verde Cowboys ball.
Yeah, number 15. That's it did get tipped.
The official did say it was tipped. I believe he is correct. As Bahi's going to go in, and Bahi's going to put up another tough 2 points, and Camp Verde now definitely has their biggest lead of the game as they lead by 7, and Joe City is just going to need to do whatever they can to work the shots and get through here to there to get put up and in.
Yeah, the one thing I'm learning is Bahi is a complete player. He's made a few 3-pointers, and he's been posting up a lot during the game. This is a big shot by Joe City, but they missed.
Rebounded by Perez. Now, Reggie, something else I want to is when you look at Bahi, I don't see a basketball player. I see somewhat of an athlete, but he has absolutely been the whole package all the way around, doing a great job for this Camp Verde team.
Yeah, he even now the second half he's been playing post, but he's still making good passes, kicking out.
And there's Bahi again.
Yep, smart.
And Reggie, there goes
Great
Bahi
move.
again. And right now, definitely Bahi is going to be not just in line for our Deemer's Glass man of the game. He has had 2 or 3 that could be our Horn Auto Center drives of the half, and I think Bahi has been, because in the first half we saw him coming out, making some of those outside shots, but right here, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul, and that's going to be the second foul on, I believe that's Russell, and that's going to be the first team foul of the quarter. 5:23 left to play. And Camp Verde has kind of put a little bit of a 9-point lead on this.
They've literally ran the same exact play every single time.
Every single time down
throw
the
it to
court.
the corner, throw it to Bahi, let him do what he does.
And that's going to be way off the mark. I never want to question a team's shot selection, but Joe City might want to just start to work it in. As there goes Bahi off the tips of him. He misses it. That's going to eventually end up off the rebound, passed off to Layden. That's going to be set to Bush. Bush, oh, he's off the mark, and we're going to get a foul here, and I believe that's going to be on number 1, Perez.
Yeah, he got him with the body. He was going forward.
He's going to call it number 1, and he's going to call him with a block and a body, and that's going to put Bush at the line to shoot 2. Down 9 points here with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
the next game is scheduled to start at 4:30, and right now I would say we're going to be pretty close to that mark. So don't go anywhere for our girls' championship, as could be a good one, as a couple of storied programs taking on each other.
These free throws are brought to you by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass.
Thank you, Reggie. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass sponsoring our free throws, Comfort Fit Denture with our 3-pointers, and all our other sponsors will try to hit them here and there. As there's Bahi, now he's out at the top, and he's looking to go down. And, you know, Joe City in this zone sure isn't giving him the respect underneath that he needs to be getting. As that's going to be a pointer by Perez off the mark.
We got a missed shot. Joe City's ball. Number 13 bringing down the ball in the middle of the court. He's kind of being attacked. And, called a travel. I didn't really see that travel, but... Camp Verde gets the ball. 4 minutes left in the game with an 8-point lead.
Now it is.
Number 3 bringing up the ball. Number 3's been a really good shooter.
And there's Bahi
nice block.
again. Bahi was getting blocked, and that's going to be Perez the rebound. Perez kicks it out. Bahi with the rebound.
Again.
And Bahi got the airball rebound, and now Bahi's going to be fouled, and Bahi's going to get a chance to extend the lead to 10 with just over halfway through this fourth quarter left to play on our Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed is Joe City is still playing so aggressive. They're going for those steals, but if you don't get that steal at half court, now you're down a player 4-on-5, and so that's when these extra shots come in, these wide open layups, these fouls. And Bahi's a pretty good free throw shooter, even though he just missed that one.
And I think that what's going to end up happening in this is you're going to see, as Bahi makes his second one, you're going to see where Joe City's going to have to work it inside, and they're going to have to contain Bahi somehow in order to get back in this ball game with halfway through this quarter left to play.
Yep.
And that's a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot by number 24, Court Miller, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's number 4 for him for 3-pointers.
That is number 4 for him. You are correct. There's that defense that Joe City's going to need to play. It is good to see Miller back on the court.
Good kick
Miller
out.
been good, and it's going to be a kick out over there to Clark. Clark can hold through, and that's going to be whistled to travel, and that's going to be a turnover, and that's going to go to the Joseph City Wildcats.
And number 1 is getting pretty frustrated. He's had one foul called on him that he didn't like, and also that travel right there. But bad pass, but recovered.
And we're looking to get this fourth quarter action up and going. But one thing I kind of want to note is that's Miller putting up, and that's going to cut the deficit to 4 by the Cowboys. And that's a dangerous pass, as the Cowboys were almost for sure, but they're going to find their man. Bahi's going to get whistled offensive foul.
Yep, they finally got one.
I don't know. Did he lower his shoulder there, Reggie, and get into him? Because that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, he did. But also, Joe City player was in the right position as well.
Hey, I noticed that there's not a lot of seats being left available for this next game. Looks like the faithful are filtering in for the Pima Alchese game here in the Round Valley Dome, and we're going to have ourselves that game on here at 4:30. And looking to have some more exciting basketball as Bahi brings it up. Sends it over the time stripe over to Perez. As Perez almost got himself in a trap as he sends it over to Miller. Miller over on the far side to Matthews. And Joe City's going to end up with it. That was a long court pass
Bahi
attempted
with the post,
by James.
nice post.
And that's going to be a foul. And that's going to be unfortunate because it's going to be whistled as a on-the-court foul. But Bahi definitely was ready to go up. And that's going to be number 24, Court Miller, whistled for that foul. And that is going to be Miller's third foul, but the fourth team, and that shooting could play into it. As looking to get the ball to Bahi, however, passes long court pass to the top to Russell. Russell over to Matthews. And we're going to take a timeout here as Camp Verde calls a timeout. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, and we've got ourselves a good one here in the consolation game of the men's bracket of the Round Valley Round Ball Shootout here in Eager, Arizona, inside the Round Valley High School End Sphere. 47-43, the Camp Verde Cowboys up. Camp Verde Cowboys end up. We're going to take a chance right now because we're going to be transitioning games really quick. As you can watch the action live on our TV, we're going to bring you the Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show. We'd like to thank Honda Ski and Outdoor for sponsoring our post-game show and our halftime show. As Bahi's going to be whistled for an offensive foul.
Want to go fishing? Head to...
Because I believe that might be Bahi's fourth.
Yeah, that was he had a good post-up.
Second. Okay, it's only his second.
Once again, he lowered his shoulder, and Joe City was in the right position again.
Along with our Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show, we want to give the Deemers Glass man of the game. We don't know the victory, the outsource of the game yet, as Joe City attempts a three off. But I want to say, Reggie, I think our consensus with who our glass man is going to be today. Is there any question on who it's going to be?
Nope, it's for sure Bahi.
It's Caleb Bahi from. I know we congratulate Caleb Bahi. He's been an all-around player. He played one role in the first half. Played another role in the second half as Joe City puts one up, and it is good as it's now going to be a 2-point lead. So Bahi is going to be our glass man of the game. Win or lose, Reggie.
Yeah.
He's going to be our glass man.
He's been the man.
And we also want to talk about our Horn Auto drive of the half, and I think we know where this one is going to, as that's going to be Perez in. So Reggie, take a couple minutes to think about it. What is your, not even a couple minutes, couple seconds, what's going to be your Horn Auto Center drive of the half?
Well, this whole second half has been great, but they were up by what, 10? Camp Verde was just barely.
Our drive of the
drive of the half is there's 2 free throws coming up, so there's 5 fouls. But
that's
it's hard to say for the drive of the half just because it's so close and it's been close this whole game.
I think the drive of the half is going to have to be sparked by Bahi again, but it's that transition where Camp Verde went up by that 1 point, and then all of a sudden it was a 7-point lead, and then it was a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what I got to say. But now that was a 10-point lead, and that was 2 minutes ago, and it is 47-45 as Layden makes his second free throw and cuts it to a 1-point game. But that's going to be our drive of the game, is that little transition that brought Camp Verde from down and flipped the scoreboard in their favor, and that was, of course, sparked by Bahi. So our glass man and our drive is going to be sparked by number 22 for the Camp Verde Cowboys, and that is Caleb Bahi. Noted again, from what we understand, Camp Verde playing down 2 players. We're not sure if they're starters, but possibly could be. So
by the looks of them,
but by the looks of them, we think they're athletes in there. So we hope that those 2 young men rest up and get back. But we're going to continue bringing you the last minute 19 of this one, and Camp Verde's up 47-46, and now they are down 48-47 as that is Brett Bush brings it.
They've had Camp Verde's have 2 turnovers, bad passes the past couple possessions, and for the whole game they've been pretty composed. But this last 2 minutes has been, so now they're giving it back to Bahi to control it.
Every possession is important, and that's going to go out to Matthews. And Matthews has been absolutely solid on controlling the ball. Same with Perez, same with Russell. And these guys are playing a lot of ball as Perez is going to get. And we're going to get a foul whistle, and that's going to be the 5th team foul on Joe City. And that's going to be 2 shots, and that's going to be important. So that's going to be 42 for the Wildcats, and that is Landon Miller.
Yeah, and this is a good free throw. Well, he's a good shooter. I don't know if we've seen much of him at the line, but
this is a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass free throw brought to you by them, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Anytime you need your windshield replaced, give them a phone call. They do fantastic work, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass of the White Mountains.
They sure do. I've actually I worked for them during the summer, so.
We see people, we not only get people on here who know the game, but we get people on here who know our sponsors. And we started the 4th quarter here with our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. Of course, it was the alternating possession, but that's okay. Northland Pioneer College, when it comes time to start your college career, start it off right with Northland Pioneer College with the lowest tuition in the state and locations in Navajo and Apache County. Ace Hardware with our keys to the game, and we're going to have us a full timeout. We're going to keep it right here because we want to give our sponsors some definitely due kudos. We have Sholo Ford, Ace Hardware with our Ace Hardware keys to the game, Comfort Denture sponsoring our 3-point shots tonight. And Reggie, you can't disagree that that's been an absolute key is those 3-point shots.
Yes.
Deemer's Glass with our Glass Man of the Game, and that is Caleb Bahi. Summit Healthcare with our injury report, and we have learned tonight that Summit Healthcare injury report is absolutely critical because we have 2 Camp Verde players down. On a roster of 9, down 2, they're playing with 7 players against the Joe City team who's seemingly 100% healthy. So that's our Summit Healthcare injury report. We'd like to thank our halftime and postgame sponsor. That's Honda Ski and Outdoor. And anytime you need your hunting, fishing, camping, or ski needs, we'll visit them right there on the Pine Top Apache Reservation border. NPC, we talked about them. It's time to come to do your college education. Tip it off at NPC with the lowest tuition in the state of Arizona. Horn Auto Center with our Drive of the Half. Horn Auto Center sponsoring our Drive of the Half. And again, we gave that sparked by number 22, Caleb Bahi. And last but not least, with our free throws tonight is Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. And what they do here in the White Mountains is we've got a 48-48 ball game with 28.9 seconds left.
And I'm assuming free throws are going to be a big deal. That was a great shot by number 42.
That's Landon Miller, puts it up for 2, and that's going to give Joe City 50. And Joe City's got to put the pressure on here, but they can't put too much because we're in that extra bonus where it's going to be 2 shots. Long pass, and that's intercepted by Bush. Bush dribbles it up the court. Bush goes in heat. He decides to bring it out and not take a contested layup.
That was
so
smart.
Bush is going to go in. We're going to have the inevitable fouling here as it's going to end up in the hands of Bush again. Bush going to throw it over to Miller. Miller gets it, and that is the ball game, folks. And Joe City has defeated the Camp Verde Cowboys 50-48 here as we've had our post-game show sponsored by Honda Ski and Outdoor. Folks, do not go anywhere. We are going to have the championship game of the Round Valley Round Ball Shootout here in about 10 minutes. I'm Aaron Hewish, Reggie Peterson, Camden, Mel, Lizzie, Robin. We appreciate all them, the production team. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.